Is it Friday yet? That's too bad. Unit 4. Graphing linear equations. Day 4. What's my tradition? The song that I've been playing?
Yes, tradition.
So,
For you.
side note. So I play the same song from December all the way through February. And yes, it gets so annoying that it's great. Oh, and it's just on repeat. I've done this for 12 years. I still have students who will get in touch with me. Their parents will get in touch with me and be like, so we heard the song, and some were like, they're crying because they miss you. They're crying because it gives them a panic attack. Yeah. So, we're on day 4. Slope is still our key today. We've got 2 ways. So from a graph, and we went over this yesterday, these are pretty much the same notes. Rise over run. We know our rise is our y's. We know our run is our x's. Bless you. Welcome. Then yesterday, we said, okay, well, we can find slope from 2 points. And we said, how do we do this? Well, slope equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. On tomorrow's quiz, I am not giving you that formula. That is something that you're going to have to know. Y is divided by x's. You should be fine. And we spent a lot of time yesterday doing practice problems. I think everybody felt pretty good with it. Okay? Well, 2 things that we're going to add on to this slope. What 2 types of slope did we not see yesterday? What 2 types of slope, David?
0 and undefined.
0 and undefined. So, for 0 slope, a 0 is in the, which place? What do we think? Is it going to be in the numerator or the denominator? And we've talked about this before when we did rise over run. Where does the 0 have to be for it to be a 0 slope? In the numerator or the denominator? Evan? Very good. A 0 is in the numerator. So an example would be something like m equals 0 over 4. Well, don't leave it as 0 over 4. You're just going to say m equals 0. Okay? That's a 0 in the numerator. Bless you. Okay. Well, undefined slope. A 0 will be in the, I mean, now it's process of elimination. Where do we think? I need a hand. Grego. Good, we'll be in the denominator. So an example is it'll look like something like m equals negative 3 over 0. Well, can I leave it like that? Is that my slope? No. If a 0 is in the denominator, that is not correct. You would say m equals undefined. And that's my slope. Okay, so let's make sure we have this copied down. And then we're going to try 2 problems. Okay, 3, 7, 4, 7. I mean, I made this as easy as possible. So we have to label it first. Remember, follow along with your alphabet. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. X, then 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 Y. I know that it sounds simple, that I'm like, man, Mr. H is repeating a bunch. Yet some of you will forget. Just trying to give you some tricks to remember. So, does it matter which one's the first point, which one's the second point? No, but I will always keep my first point. The one that's second, the second. So now I've got x1, y1, x2, y2. Now I can start parenthesis, parenthesis, minus, parenthesis, parenthesis. Parenthesis, minus, parenthesis. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. When we subtract, 7 minus 7 is 0, 4 minus 3 is 1. That equals m, which is my slope, but can I have 0 divided by 1? I want you to simplify that. What is 0 divided by 1? So I'm going to say m equals 0. When 0 is in the numerator, the slope is 0. Yes? Okay, so here's example 2. Negative 3, 5. Negative 3, 12. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. X first, Y second. X first, Y second. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Parentheses minus parentheses. Divided by parentheses minus parentheses. These are the type of problems where it's important to put the parentheses. Y2 minus Y1. X2 minus X1. With me still? So now we're subtracting. 12 minus 5 is 7. Woohoo! Negative 3 minus a negative 3. What happens when we have a minus a negative? Okay, not just this, but this guy as well. So it's negative 3 plus 3 now, which is 0. This time the 0 is in the denominator. Do I put m equals 0? No. When 0 is in the denominator, we cannot divide by 0, so it becomes m equals undefined.
And we label it that way, so you're going to, instead of giving it a numerical value, you literally are just going to write the word undefined.
Yeah, you cannot leave me, if you leave me as 7 divided by 0, I will not count that correct because that is not the slope. The slope is not 7 divided by 0. The slope is undefined. There is no numerical value when we divide by 0. Does everybody understand that? I'll leave this up here. I'm going to give you a review packet for the quiz tomorrow because you have a quiz tomorrow. Hey, when do you have a quiz?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.